Hey, it's Patrick from JMP Cycles. We are here at Vance and Hines headquarters in California to show you guys what goes into those exhaust systems on your bike. Now, when you're riding down the road, enjoying the horsepower and that sound of your Freedom machine, you don't necessarily think of what all goes into making your exhaust. So we're gonna give you guys a full tour here at Vance and Hines to show you how it's made from one end to the other, and it starts just like this right behind me with this raw tubing. They do about 350 miles worth of tubing a year that all turns into American-made exhaust. Let's go check it out and see how we turn it into motorcycle parts. If you're gonna have the highest of the high technological manufacturing facilities, you have to have lasers. And we have a laser right here. This piece of equipment is very important because it takes those big pieces of tubing that we started out with and cuts them into manageable pieces, so now we can move on down the line and make each component into what it's supposed to be. And what's so important about this is it cuts it very precise and very, very quickly. So if you've ever made an exhaust in your garage or seen one made on TV, you see guys cutting weird little bends, welding them together, cut, weld, cut, weld. Well, here at Vance and Hines, they have machines like this big tube bender behind me, which bends compound angles and turns on these pipes that you need and gets them all in one big shot. They put a bunch of bends on them, which in the end works out to a better performing exhaust for you. Ever since I was a child. So we're looking at a couple pieces of technology here that come out to a better performing exhaust. Looking at laser cut pieces for the O2 bunks here, and then the swedge piece on the end that goes into the exhaust port on your head. Instead of cutting this and welding it back on, this is swedged into one pipe, and this piece is cut out down here, keeping the air flowing through here nice and free, and keeping manufacturing costs down to get you a reasonably priced American-made exhaust. When you think about Vance and Hines, you can't help but think about performance, and when you think about performance exhaust, you think about stainless steel. In addition to all the high-tech stuff they have here, they still have guys hand welding stainless exhaust here, like the Comp Series, like the 2-in-1 stainless steel pipe for the new Milwaukee 8 Softail, all hand welded here right behind me. Currently, Vance and Hines makes about 400 different exhaust systems, and over the years, they've made thousands, and they have to start somewhere. So there's these things right here. You can kind of think of these things behind me as the baby mama or the actual places where these exhaust systems are birthed. For every master system that is made, there's a fixture. And all of this right here, this is actual Vance and Hines history incarnate right here for all the products going back throughout the years. So all of these fixtures are what keeps these systems true and keeps everyone exactly the same. And over the years, there's quite the museum that's been built up of fixtures right here. So basically what we're looking at is a lineage of Vance and Hines fixtures over the years that have built all these exhausts. And if you wanted to go way, way, way back and take, and replicate an old exhaust, and don't call Vance and Hines and ask for this. If you wanted to replicate an old exhaust, you could technically pull a fixture off the wall and make that same exhaust system that Terry and Byron were making way back in the early days. So when you think about exhaust, you always think about tubing and the miles and miles Vance and Hines goes through. But what you might not know is all this flat stock gets made into stuff too. There's a big laser that cuts this into some really weird looking shapes, and then it gets pressed into different shapes to make things, could be like heat shields, or even the crossover chamber for a set of power duals is actually made out of this flat stock. It's cut into the weird shape by the big, huge laser behind me, and then it goes down the road into production. So we know Vance and Hines basically as the big daddy in the exhaust market, but they also make intakes as well. Why not? If you're going to control that air going out, you might as well control that air going in. Things like the backing plates and all the venturis for the air intakes are made right here in-house in California as well. Pieces like this start out as big, long extruded pieces and get whittled down to little venturis for air intakes. One of the things I constantly get asked, especially when we're talking about exhaust, is do I need to remap my bike? Do I need to flash it? And all the other fun terms that come along with fuel injection remapping. And the answer is always yes. And Vance and Hines offers an in-house solution for that. We started years ago with the original fuel pack, and now it's moved to the very, very functional FP3. And another fun fact for you guys, it's also made right here in the US of A in California. It offers a very complex solution to a complex problem, but it's made very, very functional, down to the fact that you can actually use your phone and very simply put maps in and out of your bike and make adjustments and a host of other things to make your machine and your Vance and Hines powered bike run better. Over the course of the year, the 300 people in this building put out over 100,000 exhaust systems a year for almost every major OEM you can think of. They make an exhaust for. From a Harley Bagger to a Honda Grom, they pretty much got you covered and everywhere in between. That's what it's all about in the end, is exhaust on motorcycles.